All right, let's talk about something huge today. Personal power. And right off the bat, let's get one thing straight. This isn't some mystical gift you're either born with or not. No. We're going to break it down as a real, learnable skill, a skill that literally determines how much you can shape your own life.
Have you ever felt that, that feeling like you're just a passenger in your own life? Like you're being pushed and pulled by things outside of your control, forced to follow a script that you didn't even write? Yeah, we've all been there. But here's the thing, it doesn't have to be that way. The key to grabbing the steering wheel is all about understanding and building up your own personal power.
Okay, so if we're going to build this power, we first have to know what we're dealing with, right? So let's dive in. What is personal power really? What is this energy that can actually shape our world?
So here's the core definition. Personal power is basically the amount of energy a person can channel through their own consciousness to actually influence reality. I want you to think of it like this. You're an energy system, and the world around you is another massive energy system. Your level of personal power, well, that's the strength of your signal. It's how much of an impact you can make.
Now, here's where it gets really interesting, because this next idea completely flips what most of us think about power. We usually think of it as something you store up, right? Like charging a battery. But that model is kind of flawed. The real secret isn't about storing energy, it's about conducting it. It's all about how much energy you can let flow through you.
And this is a perfect way to visualize it. So on one side, you've got that old energy accumulation model. Think of yourself as a battery. Sure, it can be filled, but it can also get drained super easily by stress, by conflict, by just life. But now look at the other side, the energy conductivity model. Here, you're not a battery, you're a channel. The whole goal shifts. It's not about hoarding energy anymore. It's about widening your channel so that more energy can flow through you whenever you need it. This is an absolute game changer in how you approach this. So why is this so important? Why does this distinction matter? Well, because your level of personal power literally determines the kind of life you live. It is the fundamental difference between just following a script someone else handed you and having the power to write your very own.
I mean, just look at the difference here. With low personal power, you're just reacting. You're obeying what's happening around you. You live by these scripts that other people or society have put on you. And your intentions, they feel like empty sound. They just don't land. But with high personal power, everything changes. The tables are completely turned. You become stronger than those negative systems around you. And your intention? Well, your intention starts to create real, visible results. You're not just reacting to reality anymore. You are actively creating it.
Okay, but this isn't some kind of free-for-all, right? It's not about just getting what you want, no matter the cost. This kind of influence, it comes with rules. So let's talk about the ethics of it, something we can call the harmony principle. And this is absolutely crucial to understand. This power, it's not a neutral tool. Its growth is directly tied to the purpose you use it for. You can think of it like you have this built-in guidance system. Call it your higher self, your conscience, your core intuition, whatever works for you, and it's always watching. It's the regulator. Which brings us to some rules of engagement. Rule 1. If your interests become destructive, your power will actually start to shrink. That internal guidance system, it basically pulls the plug. Rule 2. The whole point of this is freedom. Freedom from those distorted systems, not getting into a constant fight with them. And that leads right into Rule 3. This power is not for picking fights or getting sucked into those endless us versus them battles. It's a tool for liberation, for harmony, not for conflict.
All right, so now for the part I know you've been waiting for. We've defined what it is, we've talked about the ethics, but how do we actually build more of it? Let's get into the practical, hands-on toolkit for cranking up your energy conductivity.
Turns out there are 4 key ways to do this, and they all work together to widen that channel we talked about and seriously boost your personal power. So let's break them down one by one. First up, and this might surprise you, physical development. And look, this is not just about looking good or being fit. The real gold here is the constant use of willpower. Think about it. Every single time you push past that voice in your head that says, I can't, you are training your consciousness to handle more energy. When you develop your strength, your endurance, and your flexibility, you are literally upgrading your physical body to be a better, more efficient conductor of this power.
Number 2 is your psychological health. And this one is massive. All those things like fear, guilt, those old complexes we carry around, I want you to picture them as tiny leaks in your energy system. They are constantly draining your power, day in and day out.
So by doing the work to heal those wounds and by learning to resist manipulation and aggression without losing your cool, you're essentially patching up the leaks. You're keeping your power for what you actually want to do with it. Now, the third key builds right on top of that last one, and it's so powerful. It's about confronting your fears. Just like the saying goes, do what you fear to do. When you intentionally step into things that make you uncomfortable, within reason, you are expanding your own boundaries. You're finding your weaknesses on your own terms and transforming them into some of your greatest strengths. And finally, number 4, meditation. But specifically, the practice of stopping that internal chatter. You know what I'm talking about? That constant dialogue running in our heads. It's not just a distraction, it's a massive power drain. And it's also the back door that manipulative influences use to get inside our heads. So by learning to quiet that noise, you take back control. You become the master of your own energy. So those 4 keys, they are incredibly effective. But there's one more thing, an overarching principle that acts like a massive turbo boost for all of them. This is what you could call the ultimate path to real, sustainable, authentic power. And it's this. Following your destiny is the ultimate source of power. It's as simple and as profound as that. When you are on your true path, when you're doing the work you know you were meant to do, your personal power it grows. It grows naturally, it grows exponentially. Your life itself starts creating the perfect conditions for your power to expand. Because you are finally in alignment with who you really are and the way things are meant to flow. So all of this, it all leads back to one final crucial question for you. All this knowledge, all these tools, they put the power right back where it belongs, in your hands. It stops being about what circumstances are doing to you, and it becomes about what you intend to do. You're no longer just the passenger. You're the creator. So the question is, what path will you choose to create?